Speaking of the rankings, Florida State's looking at 4 ranked teams preseason. That would be the date against Wake Forest, currently number 22, but without Sam Hartman. NC State's 13, Clemson 4, and then the finale, not the finale, pardon me, the Miami game,
Right.
the first week in November. The Canes start the season in the AP top 25 at number 16. Now, I would say LSU, Louisville, Boston College are in Florida are quality teams with the capability of finishing in the top 25.
And it's going to be interesting. I think we talk about the most important game on the schedule is the LSU game. And I've said that before. And it's not just because it's the first big game, but because it's the game that will solidify how the season's going to go. If you go out there, you win the game, you're 2-0, oh, things are going to get better. If you go out there, lose a close game, but also you're still losing, it's going to be, oh, here we go again. Florida State can't win the tough games. Here we go. Florida State's losing to teams that are on their level, because LSU is on our level record-wise, and I would say talent-wise from where we are right now. The Wake Forest game, while LSU may be the biggest game, the Wake Forest game could be the wild card, because I think without Sam Hartman in the lineup, and once again, if it's something off the field, if it's something mental health issue, I don't want to make this about football. But realistically, if Sam Hartman doesn't play in that game, and let's say Florida State has a 3-1 record, Florida State has a 4-0 record. Let's say all things are going great, and Florida State somehow is 4-0 going into that Wake Forest game. Without Sam Hartman, I don't think Wake Forest beats a 4-0 Florida State team. I think Wake Forest is a good team. They're the reigning Atlantic Division champions. I don't want to take anything away from them. But I think if you're going to compare a Wake Forest team without their best player, their quarterback, and a Florida State team that's riding high at that point, I don't think that will go well for Wake Forest. And this is the other thing. And In the Win, too, is making an excellent point here. Yes, after this season, you're done paying the buyout to Willie Taggart. And I think Mike Norvell knows that. I think it's been made very clear to him that coming up after this season, Florida State has a lot more money to play with. With that being said, if Florida State is also trying to get out of the ACC, and if Florida State can get a record that's good enough to make the Big Ten want a Florida State to go along with a Miami and a Notre Dame and whoever else, I think you don't want that buyout. You don't want to have to use that buyout money at that rate. You want to use that to buy out of the ACC. You don't want to use that to buy out your coach. But I think Mike Norvell knows that. I think Mike Norvell knows, hey, I can't go into that NC State game on October 8th with a 2-3 record or worse, because then it's going to get real bad real quick. If you go into NC State with a 2-3 record, playing NC State, Clemson, at NC State, Clemson at home, at Miami, and Florida alone in just those last 7 games, you're staring down the barrel of another season without bowl eligibility. So Mike knows this. Mike's not a dumb guy. I've been critical of Mike's performance as a coach on the field, but Mike is not a dumb guy. He knows what's ahead of him. He knows the position we're in. He knows what the loss against Florida meant. Yeah, we've talked about this now for 9 months. I feel like we're a broken record, but we've talked about this for the last 9 months. The key isn't one step at a time. The key is beat Duquesne. Then we'll worry about LSU after that.